Owners and employees have had their world turned upside down with forced closures due to the coronavirus. And while some help could be on the way this week with those new federal loan programs, there are other actions business owners can take to help their company stay afloat.
So to help everyone and get some good advice to help us move forward, we're kicking off our week-long series, Ask the Sharks, with Daymond John and Mr. Wonderful Kevin O'Leary. Gentlemen, thank you both for joining us. And we know that you both have invested in a lot of small businesses. And Daymond, how has this been impacting those businesses?
Yeah, so I'll go first. My businesses, of course, a lot of the small businesses have to worry now about, how they're going to keep their employees and how they're going to reduce costs. So initially what I'm doing in my company, as well a lot of my small businesses are doing, is they're asking their employees, what have they not done in the past and where do they see options for revenue? Because a lot of employees think like entrepreneurs, they're just entrepreneurs. And some of my best ideas that we're starting to implement right now came from people who've been employed in the company. They always have wanted to do this, and now here's their shot.
And Kevin, what about you?
I'm telling you, we have to survive. We have to keep ourselves open for the next 60 to 90 days. And we have to reach out to our suppliers. We have to reach out to our landlords. We have to reach out to our employees. The key is to keep the DNA of the business intact so that when we come back out of this incredible, unique situation, we have all the building blocks we started with to spring right back into business. And I did a Zoom call just like this on last Friday with all my companies, and we brainstormed together for 2 hours. The key is to survive, just stay alive, and hopefully get some of that bill money, that grant money, in the next 8 weeks.
Yeah, and we have some questions from some small business owners. So we're going to start with Ian, who owns a gym. Take a listen.
I'm the general manager of Brick New York, a boutique fitness gym based here in New York City. I want to ask your advice on how to avoid slipping into the red as a membership-based small business whose users are currently stepping away. All
right, Daymond, what can he do to stay afloat?
Well, that's funny. I met somebody who's in New York City as well. They have a gym. You know what they've been doing? They have been leasing out the equipment to their members who are now stuck at home, so they keep their membership price, and then they've been having all their trainers as well as themselves. They've been broadcasting from the empty gym or from home and doing Peloton type of lessons with their community because the community's already paying. You want to keep them healthy. Now they're going to have some equipment that you're not using. So I think that's one of the first steps that you can do to extend this access to your members while they're stuck at home.
Kevin, what's your take?
Go to the landlords, generally 33% of the cost of running a gym, and say, I need a deferral for 90 days. You can tack it on the end of my lease. And if he says no, tell him to call me. I'll post him to 4 million social media followers as somebody who's not playing ball.
That'll get his attention.
Yeah. And guys, our next question comes from Tracy, who owns a pet spa. Take a look.
Is it a good idea for small businesses that have had to close down to offer gift card sales for future use to bring income in now, or will this cause issues down the road?
So, Kevin, what do you think about businesses offering or selling gift cards right now?
Bad idea. People need immediate satisfaction at the time when they don't have any income or they're worried about their jobs. Most companies that are primarily retail have some kind of list of customers that will repeat. So if you were selling cupcakes, for example, or any other product that wasn't retail, reach out to their cell numbers, reach out to their email numbers and say, look, I'll ship it to you. I'll send it to you. Gift cards are a tough sell in economic difficult times. People don't think that far ahead.
And Daymond, what's your take?
Yeah, I agree the same thing. You can't give somebody a promise if you don't know that you're necessarily going to be around. Now, if you have inventory and you are then giving them an option to get the inventory at 50% because you have $1 million worth of inventory and each customer can buy something at 50% off, that's immediate gratification. But you don't really know where the business is going. None of us know where our businesses are going right now. So gift cards are a really bad idea.
All right, our next question comes from Susie in New Jersey with a specialized cake business. Take a listen.
I own a baking business that makes custom cakes for special events. The coronavirus has completely halted my business. Can you give me some tips on how to stay relevant and in the forefront of my customers' minds so that when this whole thing is over and we go back to normal, people will think of me first when they have their events?
All right, Daymond, any tips?
Yeah, first of all, become the Rachel Ray or somebody where you're teaching this stuff on YouTube and on our channels. And how do you collaborate with other people that are already selling products and or goods to these people? Do you find somebody who are selling decorations and say, well, my cakes are 50% off if you add this to your mailing list, and so you can acquire new customers, but really give a lot of content where people can become the best baker they ever wanted to be once they get out of this situation. And when they're too busy to bake, because they followed you, they're going to just buy more and more cakes from you.
All right, Kevin, how about your advice?
I have a company like that. It's a famous Shark Tank company called Wicked Good Cupcakes out of Cohasset, Massachusetts. 30% of our sales until 14 days ago were to corporate clients. That has gone to zero. So what we've done is gone back to our individuals who bought from us for special events like birthdays or weddings or whatever, and made them a phenomenal offer. And basically told them, become part of our family. We're hurting just like you are. Help each other out here. We'll give you a great deal on cupcakes. And that's exactly how we pulled back almost all of that corporate business we lost is now with our family of customers that we've been working with now for 5 years. People care. That's what we're learning about. People care and they want to be part of a solution. It's an amazing time in America, but people care.
Kevin, I have to ask you, do you live on the Shark Tank set?
Yeah, I'm wondering that myself.
Listen, I've become a zoomologist. You want a different background? I've got hundreds of pictures. I love this. I'm having a lot of fun with it. These are actually pajamas I'm wearing right now.
Now, we'll skip that part, but we will get to our last question, which is from Rachel, who owns a restaurant. Take a look, you guys.
My husband and I own and operate a restaurant here in Chicago, and we're wondering what the stimulus package means most immediately for our employees that we had to lay off temporarily. What it means in addition to unemployment, in place of unemployment.
And Kevin, why don't you take this one?
You know, here's the issue. If you're looking for that Jobs Act money, if you want to call it that, or the bill that just got passed, the whole intention of that bill from Feb 15th to June 30th is to keep the profile of your employees intact. Laying off employees may not be a good strategy. In other words, it's better to get everybody else to fund your business, keep your employees being paid for the next 8 weeks, and then go after that helicopter money the Fed's giving you. I don't like the idea of laying off employees. That's not what we're doing. We're making everybody else pay, our suppliers, our landlords, everybody else, until we can get this bill working for us with our regional bank.
Getting everybody to chip in till things get back on track. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time, for your advice. It is much appreciated. And coming up here